Now on the computer we'll need some links. However, before we download anything, we must make sure we are compatible with Rainstorm. So we're going to open up the file manager, we're going to right click on this PC, and we're going to click on properties. Now you can see here, store memory, unimportant, but system type 64-bit operating system, x64 based processor. The important part is at the right, x64 based processor. If you do not have a 64-bit processor, this will not work. Your computer probably won't support Checkra1n official release either. That's your problem. You're going to have to get a new Windows computer or wait for Uncover. If we are supported, let's use the links. First link will bring you to this tool. We're going to see it download for Windows. We click on this and it should download right here. Next one will be Ra1nUSB, Intel and AMD. So if we go back to the properties page, you will be able to see Intel Core. If it says Intel, you want to download the Intel version right here. However, if it says AMD, you download the AMD version. So you can see here where the download button is, you click on download, then you click on direct download, and you'll see the download will start right here. If it asks you to make an account, just click on continue to download and the download will start. It's only 800 megabytes, which is compared to Rainstorm, which probably downloaded over 12 gigabyte in total, so it's a lot smaller. I've already downloaded the files we need, so I'm just gonna Brexit them. So once the Balena downloader has finished, you want to run it and you have this application on your home screen once the download has completed. Once you've opened up this application, get your USB flash drive and just plug it in to the computer. Okay. Now it says you need to format the disk. Do not worry about that. That's what happens after you do this process. So we're going to click on select image. And now go to the desktop and you want to find the right Ra1nUSB. Mine is Intel. So we find here Ra1nUSB Intel. We double click on this. Then we click on select target. And you can see it. This is my USB flash drive. This is my external hard drive. If we flash Ra1nUSB to the wrong flash drive, then that's going to cause a lot of problems. I want this one. So I click on the tick. And I click on continue. Then you click on flash. However, I've already done this process, so I'm going to skip it. This will take 20 to 30 minutes. However, here's the thing. Once the process is completed, you will see a pop-up that hopefully will come up any second now. You see it. You need to format the disk I before you can use it. Just ignore this. Click on cancel. Now keep this in mind. Because the jailbreak is semi-tethered, every time you restart your iPhone, you will need to re-jailbreak your computer. Once your flash drive has Ra1nUSB on it, you never need to repeat this process again. However, the next process is for restarting your computer and jailbreaking with Checkra1n. You need to repeat every time your computer restarts. If you don't, then the jailbreak isn't going to work. So make sure you do not reformat your USB flash drive. You will need it every time you want to jailbreak with Checkra1n. So we're done with the Windows computer. We're going to boot into our USB flash drive. Then we're going to jailbreak. So I'm going to show you what to do next once you restart the computer, like so. Alright, now our computer's off. You can see the monitor has detected no signal and now the monitor's off. So first step, turn on your computer, laptop or desktop, doesn't matter. Now here's the thing, when the computer turns on, it will say either press F2 to enter BIOS, it will say a command key. So we're just going to wait until the monitor recognizes that the thing's on. Now for me it says enter password. This is a password I've set on my computer, so I'm just going to enable that. It's 4 ones by the way. Now you see it says please press delete or F2 and you have to press that. Okay, you can see it, I'm pressing F2 and it should bring us to the BIOS. This is, it says overclocking failed, so now it says press F1. So we're going to press F1 and again, your computer will have different keys you need to press. Also, you might have an FN key, you might have to press FN and F2 and just spam those two keys if BIOS isn't loading up. Alright, so now we are in the BIOS. For you this will look a lot different, it might look the exact same. It's because I have an ASUS motherboard, that's why everything is looking different. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to see here advanced mode. You might not see advanced mode, you might have it already loaded. Essentially, when I click on this, you should see here a bunch of options, main and some other familiar settings. We need to go, while the user interface might be different for you, just find the settings I show in this video. You can always watch other YouTube tutorials if you are struggling. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to click on boot here. Or you want to find the boot options on your BIOS. Mine is literally right here. Yours might be in the some menu, it could be in main, and then you might have a boot option right here. I'm not sure because everyone's BIOS will be different. So first of all, fast boot, make sure this is disabled. If you have no option for fast boot or any other BIOS option I explain in this video, then you can just ignore it. However, if fast boot is on your computer, it must be disabled. Next, we're going to scroll down and you see here, secure boot. We're going to make sure this is disabled. For me, I cannot disable secure boot, so I'm going to show you a circumvention that I've done. So where it says OS type, I've changed this to other OS. Only change this to other OS if secure boot cannot be turned off. If secure boot can be turned off, then you can leave this as normal. Normal is Windows UEFI mode. Now we're going to go back and we want to find CSM, and here we go. We can see here launch CSM must be enabled. Now if you do not see CSM, then make sure you find these boot options right here. Boot device control, boot from network devices, boot from storage devices, boot from PCIe/PSI expansion devices. The important one here is boot from storage devices is set as UEFI driver first. Okay, if it isn't set like this, you must change this. Once this is done, we're going to go back to the main hub of my BIOS. Then you want to save your changes. Okay, so we're going to click on save and exit. Because I haven't actually made any changes technically, I'm going to move to the next step. So after you've saved your changes, go back into the BIOS and you want to find the boot menu, which isn't loading for some reason. There we go, boot menu. Now we're going to change this to our USB flash drive. Now here's the thing. If your USB flash drive isn't showing up, restart the computer until it shows up or disconnect your USB devices. That's what I've done personally because the first time wasn't showing up. Now here's the thing. If your BIOS has two options, UEFI, SanDisk, or just normal SanDisk. SanDisk is the name of my USB flash drive. If you have another flash drive, this will be called something else. But always make sure you select the UEFI version if you have an option. If you don't have an option, then just choose the normal one right here. But we're just going to click on our USB flash drive. So I'm going to click on this. And now we should be brought to here. You can see here, this website, jb.com. So we can see here we have boot macOS. But before we do this, you want to click on the right key. Okay. And click on the right key until you have the option which says options right here. So we're going to click on enter. And now you see here, boot ARGS-3, all that good stuff. You want to click on enter. And now delete all this text, like so. Then click on enter again. Then you can scroll down. Quickly, every single time you boot into this USB flash drive, you have to do this option right here. You have to delete all that text and then you have to do the next thing. So we're going to go to graphics injector and we're going to make sure everything here is disabled. So if this was enabled, you'd click on the enter key and it will disable. So we're going to click on return and we'll click on return. I say click, but you just press the enter key. Your mouse will not work. Alright, now you want to click enter on boot macOS installation from Ra1nUSB. We click on enter. And it's going to say this. We're just going to be patient. Let's just click on enter. And essentially, macOS will start loading. So you can see here we have a verbose boot. And this will take a couple of minutes. It might take up to 10 minutes as you are booting off of a flash drive. And USB flash drives are going to be slower than solid state and, you know, hard disk. So I'm just going to be patient. Now we see the Apple logo. You don't need to do anything until you see your mouse on the display. So can I focus this? Yes, I can. Very cool. Now we are in the setup page for macOS. But quickly, you do not install macOS. Thanks to this mod, you can literally install Checkra1n from the setup page. This means there's absolutely no risk of your computer, you know, just not installing macOS. Then you lose all of your data. You don't need internet connection to use Checkra1n, literally the flash drive has all the files you possibly need. This just loads you into a sandbox environment where you can run Checkra1n. This can do nothing else. So language, you just click on this and it will hang when you click on that for the first time. So if we click on it multiple times, there we go, we are now brought to this page. Now you can see here macOS and as the Checkra1n logo. So we're going to click on continue. Now we have the Mac OS installer. So you can see it does have the instructions right here, but if you don't know how to follow them, click on utilities, click on terminal, and then in the terminal, this is cap sensitive, so make sure caps lock is disabled. You type in Ra1nUSB like so, then you're going to click on enter, and Checkra1n application will load up on your Windows computer. This is actually the best. So now we need to jailbreak our device. So you can see here we have the Checkra1n application. It says iPhone 10 brackets GSM connected in recovery mode, eSHID, and because I'm in recovery mode, I can jailbreak even though I'm on iOS 13.3.1 beta 1. But now we need to put our iPhone into recovery mode if we want to jailbreak. So to do this, here's what you want to do. Tap the volume up, tap the volume down, then hold the side button if you have the iPhone 10 or any device which doesn't have a physical home button. A physical home button is when you press the home button, it's a proper click, not a haptic touch feedback. So iPhone 7 and newer need to follow this. So I'm going to do this live. Tap volume up, tap volume down, then you hold the side button or power button until you are brought into recovery mode. So the iPhone will shut off and then it will turn back on, then it will enable recovery mode. I will show you what to do if you have iPhone 6s or iPhone 6, whatever. Remember, keep holding the side button, nothing else needs to be held down. And it should, there you go, you can see here, we're now brought into recovery mode. If you're running iOS 12, you will have an iTunes logo recovery mode. So I'm going to stand this iPhone 10 like this. And of course we are connected, Jesus Christ. Standing this phone up isn't very easy. I'm just going to put it like this, just hold with me, and we're going to zoom out. So what we're going to do is, you can see our iPhone connected into recovery mode. This is just jailbreaking with Checkra1n. So we can have verbose boot on, I'm going to enable this. And so I'm going to click on start. And now we have the instructions to put our iPhone into DFU mode. This is, intuitive. So you click on start, then you follow the instructions on screen. For us it says, press and hold the side and volume down buttons together for 4 seconds. Then it says release the side button, but keep holding down the volume button for 10 seconds. I've docked the tripod on my legs, it's not very stable, but we click on start. And it says side and volume down for 4 seconds, so we click on start. And we're going to hold down the side and volume for 4 seconds, like so. Then we're going to release our side button, but we're going to keep on holding down the volume down button. Any second now it should be recognised that we are in DFU mode. There you go, DFU mode entered successfully. And now the iPhone will jailbreak, even though, you can see my lovely face, even though, we don't even have a macOS device. So you can see a Checkra1n is running, and the device will boot. This is honestly the best thing in the world. I'm actually just so happy that jailbreaking on Windows has gotten so easy now. So here we can just unlock our device. And you can see it all done right here. And if the jailbreak fails, so you get -22 error, you just repeat the jailbreak process, alright? And then you'll be done. So we're going to open up Cydia, and Cydia should be working successfully. If Cydia isn't on your device, open the Checkra1n application, then tap on Cydia and it will install Cydia. But we open Cydia, and look, iOS 13.3.1, iPhone 10, this is all thanks to Ra1nUSB, and I'm connecting this to my computer. You can see here, these are the wires that are linked, not to my MacBook Pro. You can see my MacBook Pro is right